Hello friends, myself Dr. Namdev Madne, Department of Chemistry, Sate College. Today I am going to discussing about the TY BSc Analytical Chemistry Paper 4, Semester 5. In this Semester 5, we will discuss the Unit 3, which is including optical methods. In that optical methods, today we will discuss phosphorescence spectroscopy. Now let us see the contents of this topic: instrumentation of phosphorimetry, applications of fluorimetry, applications of phosphorimetry. Now first we will see instrumentation of phosphorimetry. Compounds which exhibit fluorescence are likely to show phosphorescence. Hence, a phosphorimeter should be able to distinguish between the two types of luminescences. This is done using phosphoroscope, which introduces a delay between the time of irradiation of the sample and the observation of the phosphorescence. Now let us see this phosphoroscope. The figure shows phosphorimeter, which is the instrument used to measure the phosphorescence. This phosphoroscope consists of a hollow cylinder or a can having two slits in the circumference which are equally spaced. Then a pair of rotating shutters with opening is driven by a motor. The shutters are so arranged that the opening of one is in line with the uncut portion of the other. Phosphorimeters are similar in working to fluorimeters in many respects. First, the light from the xenon lamp passes into a primary filter which allows only the UV light to pass through and fall on the sample. The sample shell of fused quartz is kept in liquid nitrogen in a Dewar flask, which is having the temperature about minus 196 degrees Celsius. After irradiation, the light is cut off using the rotating shutter. During this darkening, the phosphorescent light is allowed to pass through the second slit into the secondary filter, which allows only visible light to pass through. Then the emergent beam is sent into a photomultiplier tube where its intensity is measured. The resolution time is the time interval between the time of irradiation of the sample and the time of detection of light by the photomultiplier tube. We can use grating monochromators instead of filters to ensure dispersion of light into individual wavelengths. Applications of fluorimetry and phosphorimetry. Now let us first see the applications of fluorimetry. Fluorimetry is having large number of applications. In that, first application is quantitative analysis. Many inorganic ions form fluorescent chelates with non-fluorescent organic ligands. For example, boron forms a fluorescent complex with benzoin. The fluorescence intensity is linearly proportional to the concentration up to 2 mg per dm cube. The estimation is very sensitive and fast and is therefore used to estimate boron traces in steel samples. The second application is detection of metal ions. 8-hydroxyquinoline forms a fluorescent complex with aluminum, beryllium and zinc ions at different pH values. Cadmium forms bright blue fluorescent complex with 2,2-hydroxyphenyl benzoxazole in glacial acetic acid medium. Ruthenium can be detected in the presence of other platinum group metals, which forms a strongly fluorescent complex with 5-methyl-1,10 phenanthroline. Uranium can be determined by fluorimetry. The uranium sample is fused with sodium fluoride to convert into a melt containing uranium and sodium fluorides. This melt solidifies to a glass when cooled. The fluorescence intensity of this glass is measured in a fluorimeter. The uranium content can be determined to the order of 5 into 10 raised to minus 9 gram in 1 gram of the sample. Iodine has been detected by virtue of its ability to decrease the fluorescence. Now, third application, organic and biochemical analysis. Vitamin B1, that is thiamine, is non-fluorescent, but its oxidation product thiochrome fluoresces with an intense blue color. This property is used to estimate vitamin B1 in food samples. Many aromatic compounds, steroids, and enzymes have been analyzed using fluorescence methods. Fluorescent indicators. The fluorescence indicators are substances which shows fluorescence of a particular color and intensity in a particular pH range. These indicators can be used in the titration of colored solutions in which the change in color of the indicator at the end point gets masked by the color of the reacting species. For example, eosin shows a green fluorescence in the pH range 3 to 4. Fluorescein shows a similar fluorescence at pH 4 to 6. Our next application is fluorimetric reagents. Fluorimetric reagents are used for a number of cation analyses. For example, 8-hydroxyquinoline is used for the analysis of aluminum and lithium. Benzoin is used for the analysis of zinc. These reagents have aromatic structures and form chelate with the metal ions. Now let us see applications of phosphorimetry. Phosphorimetry has limited number of applications as compared to the fluorimetry. The first application is that phosphorimetry can be used for detection of small amounts of cocaine, procaine, and phenobarbital in blood serum. Cocaine and atropine are determined in urine samples using phosphorimetry. Second application is determination of aspirin in blood serum with high sensitivity 0.02 to 1 mg per cm cube of serum. Aspirin is strongly phosphorescent but not fluorescent, whereas its metabolic product salicylic acid is strongly fluorescent but not phosphorescent. Next application is alkaloids like nicotine are rapidly estimated in tobacco after they are separated using thin layer or paper chromatography. Thank you.